nothing. Here we go. How you guys doing? Hi, Down South Stitcher. Hi, Kendra. Hi, Barbara Weaver. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Oh, let me put my little music on before I forget. Yeah, let me get this going. Hee hee. How y'all doing today? Hi, Letha. I just woke up from a little nap. I almost didn't make it on time. But I'm glad I made it on time. Thank you for waking me up, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Uncle be on top of it. Let me turn this down a little bit. I know this music's probably too loud. How's that? Okay. Hello, Holly. How goes the battle, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Happy to see everyone here. So far, so good. I hope y'all hit the like button on your way in. I have no way of knowing. So, Hello, Holly. Kendra says I made it on time. Thank you, Kendra. Letha, this is some music I made up on an app somewhere. I don't know who did it. It was just a music on the app. It's copywritten. It's mine. Just in case somebody want to sneak in here and grab it, you know who. It's just to make it harder for someone to use my content. I'll put it like that. That seems to be the going thing lately. But I hope you like it. Hi, Fonda. How are you, sweetheart? Welcome into the house. I forgot I didn't eat nothing. I better eat this Mounds bar again. I'm really not in the mood for no candy, but... Hi, Urban. How are you, sweetheart? Welcome to all the kin folks. I hope today's topic will be interesting to you. Hey, Auntie Nikki. Hey, Fonda. Oh, well, what is today? Today is August the 6th, and it seems like this summer is going by so fast. I hope you guys are having a good summer so far. I know I am. Every day above ground is a good day. I got plans after this. You saw my ranch short. Which one was that, sweetheart? Hi, Media. How are you, sweetie? Thank you. Thank you for loving the music. Urban, what rant are you talking about? There must have been an old one. I haven't done one lately. I've been busy doing other stuff. I don't have... Oh, okay. I hear you. Oh, I'm telling you, between work and family and YouTube, my day is complete. I'm telling you the truth. But I hope that you enjoyed today's show. We talked about 9/11 yesterday. And after we got off that show, I got hit. My YouTube wouldn't monetize it. And I'm like, wow. And they said copyright. Okay, whatever. I'm still glad y'all enjoyed it because it was very educational. A lot of people didn't know about a lot of stuff that happened. So, everything ain't about money. I just enjoy sitting down here with my family and letting y'all know, that this is a place of peace to come and learn and exchange information. And, you know, if I get paid in the process, so be it. If not, so be it. Whoop-de-woo. What's good, LaWanda? How are you, my love? Yeah, y'all sit back and enjoy the music for a minute. After this live, I gotta go do my grandson's hair. He needs some double strand twists. So it's gonna be a long night. Pray for me. At least I don't have to French braid it. Everything is good in the neighborhood, LaWanda. Everything is good in the neighborhood. My husband is in the other room watching Danny Robertson's live stream from last night. He's very, very glued to the television, as you probably would think. It was a very interesting live last night.
Excuse me.
Hello. I turned my camera off. On. Because I'm looking mighty tired. Yes, Jess is okay. I believe Jess is on her way out of town. She's going to Hawaii. I don't know if they left today or if they're leaving tomorrow. But she's got a big family thing going on in Hawaii. But yeah, y'all pray for her because her family just got some awful news. Awful, awful news. She lost a cousin to an accidental drowning. So keep her lifted up in prayer because I know that's a hard one. Thank you, Barbara. I seen you up in there. Barbara was dropping the knowledge too. It was a very good live. I enjoyed it. It was very informative. Very, very informative, I might add. How's it going, Letha? Yes, thank you for the prayer hands. For Jess, yes. Absolutely. So yeah, today we won't be talking about 9/11, but we will be covering a topic that I'm sure many people of the culture would be very interested in knowing about. And I'm sure a lot of us know a lot already, but there's some information. There's always a little bit of something to learn, even if you know it all. And I don't know it all. So I try to learn right along with y'all when I pull up these topics because it's very informative. It's very educational for all of us, and we are not too old to learn something. I'm doing good, Letha. I woke up from a little tiny nap, so I'm still my head is still kind of swimming, but I'm gonna wake up in a second. Yeah, so y'all kick back for a minute. I'm gonna give people time to get in. Matter of fact, I better step over here and go to the restroom. I'll be right back. Hey, Eye of Crystal. How you doing, sweetie? So good to see you. Good to see you. That's right, Letha. We are never too old to learn. We can all learn something. We are never too old to learn. So, and I'm good about learning from y'all because I learn just as much from y'all as you learn from me. And that's what this thing is all about. We got to share what we know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to see. Okay. I got to get the hang of stopping these videos. They don't want to stop when I want them to. But I got a couple of videos to share with you as well. Nothing spectacular, but important nonetheless. I really wish we could play copywritten music. I'd be playing all kind of cuts. You know, I was wondering. I was looking at some old live streams, and there's a lot of people that I don't see anymore. Has anyone seen Protected by God lately? I don't see Protected by God anymore. I don't really see Faith anymore either. Charles is doing good. I've spoken with Charles recently, so he's good. I figure a lot of people, it's summertime, and, folk ain't trying to be on YouTube all day. People got lives. I'm thinking about maybe cutting off one day a week, maybe Fridays, I don't know, to add to my weekends and just do lives on 4 days a week. It's just a thought. I like to stay consistent. So, Monday through Friday is my thing right now. And being on the West Coast, 5 o'clock is, early evening. But yeah, I don't know, Fonda. I hope she's okay. I hope Faith is okay, protected by God. Hi, Camille. No, I didn't get to see that, Camille. You know what? I woke up late this morning. I ain't gonna lie, I slept right through his live. So they canceled the Soul Train Music and BET Awards? What? That's crazy. Has that even ever happened? Barbara said, not talking real. I don't know what you mean by that, baby. Oh, okay. I saw Protected by God on Paperwork's channel. Talking real. Talking real. I don't know. Hi, Nadine. Lawanda says school getting ready to start back and all. Everybody is getting in the groove. That's right. That's right. I haven't been to Paperwork's platform recently, so people don't watch award shows anymore. I know that's right. I find out about them after the fact. I don't watch as much real television as I used to. I watch, a lot of YouTube, and I watch movies on Netflix, or Hulu. But I'm just not trying to watch repeat shows. That Talking Real just popped up at the end of my... Okay, I get it now. Well, at least I know she is alive and well in the land of the living. I hope she's doing good. Most definitely. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and get off into this title. Unless there's something y'all want to say first that we can cover first before we jump off into it. Because I know people's time is valuable. I'm so looking forward to retiring so I can do more of the things that I like to do. You know, spend time with the family, go out and do things, travel. Oh, thank you, Urban. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Anyone that receives a membership from Urban Media Productions, please tell her thank you. And let's put some hearts in the chat for that. I'm surprised you didn't do the story about Shay Carey Richardson just recently in our hometown. I haven't heard about that. Tell me briefly what is that about, Crystal? Maybe that's something that I could cover. Because I don't watch local news anymore either. Maybe I should. I should start watching it more. Yes, Barbara Weaver is green now. Shakari is from Dallas, Texas. Okay. Shakari Richardson. Why does that name ring a bell? Shakari Richardson. The one that says, I live right here where she graduated from. Shakari. That name sure does sound familiar to me. You've been green for 2 months? Oh, okay. Did you get another membership, though? Did you just get gifted? The Olympic runner. Okay. So, did something happen up here, Crystal? I can't talk about it, but it happened at the airport. Oh. Wait a minute. I think my husband was talking about that. Okay, Barbara, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you had just been gifted. The girl who runs and people say she reminds them of Flojo. Flojo was bad. Ooh wee. She was awesome, wasn't she? Wow, I'm gonna have to look into that. And it happened here at SeaTac. Wow. That don't surprise me. SeaTac is strange. I used to work at SeaTac. I was so glad to get up out of there. That good old boy network. I ain't gonna lie. Well, I will definitely look into that because it sounded like something very interesting. Did she get into an argument with somebody? Am I thinking about the same story? Yes, she is. Okay, so she got into it with somebody at the airport. Oh boy. Remember when my name would not highlight under my husband's YouTube? I switched my membership to his. Okay, Barbara, that makes sense. Lawanda says the flight attendants. Huh. Hello, boo boo.
Can I use your tablet?
Yes.
Hi, chat.
Oh, her boyfriend's a track star too. Can you close my door? Thank you, sweetheart. Okay. Yeah, grandson came in to get my tablet so he can play Roblox. You see that fro? I gotta do that fro tonight. I gotta double twist it. That's gonna take me a while. That boy got a head full of hair. Oh my God. The 20-year-old. Nadine knows it. Lady Latifah asked my grandson how old he was, and he said, I'm 20. And he'd think he is. Arguing with her boyfriend. Yes, Barbara, that was Zavion. That was Zay Zay. Kyrie is in Phoenix now with his dad. His dad came yesterday and got him and went right back. Have y'all heard of all the TV people that have passed away? I know it's 4 or 5 of them. Did this happen today, Fonda? Because like I said, I haven't been paying attention to television much. Google it. He just took my iPad, so I can't. Who passed away recently? Said there's like 4 or 5 of them. I tell you, folk is leaving up out of here left and right. Ooh, I'm gonna cut off the camera. I'm still here. You know I can't smoke on camera. Hey, Jay Breezy. How are you, sweetie? So happy to see you here. Very, very happy. Hulk Hogan's daughter is now saying it was foul play with him. Really? Last I heard, he had a heart attack. Good googly moogly. Well, I wonder how true that is. But now, I thought he suffered from some kind of, I don't know. Shoot, don't get me to lying. I don't know. But folks is getting up out of here quicker than we can sneeze. Quicker than we can sneeze, I'm telling you. Well, today's topic, if you saw the title, is Black Genius Uncovered, Inventions that Changed the World. And I'm going to try to pull up as much information as possible that I can share without being hit with copyright. You know, YouTube be on it, but then they can let other folk just run them up. Use all kind of other content. But I'm going to leave that alone. About as true as a singing pig. I like that. I'm going to use that soon. I'm going to use that real soon. Wow. Well, I'm sure you guys are well aware of the young man, Julian Brown. He was a young black inventor who had disappeared off of social media. And people were really, bent out of shape about that. He had dropped some pretty ominous messages on social media before he disappeared, so to speak, just ducking out of sight. And he's known for converting plastic waste into fuel, which he also named it plastoline or plastidiezel. Yes, Julian Brown is definitely safe and sound. So, first of all, let me share my screen with you. Here we go. Okay, right here it says concern arose online after Julian Brown, a young black inventor, disappeared from social media. Brown is known for converting plastic waste into fuel, also known as plastoline or plastidiezel. Before his disappearance, Brown posted cryptic messages suggesting he was in danger. Brown, who gained popularity on TikTok and Instagram for his engineering content, stopped posting around July 9, 2025. Prior to his disappearance, he shared posts claiming he was under attack, saw a black helicopter near his lab, and asked followers to pray for him. According to a report by the Times of India, some posts included the phrase, "I know I don't have long to live." Oh, you guys, look, Xavion's talking to you in the chat. Zenith Aura is Xavion, y'all. He just has to be here. He has to be here. He gonna be famous one day, watch. And we gonna look at him and say, "I remember that boy when he said he was 20 and he wasn't nothing but 11. Look at that boy now. Grown man." Who thinks he's 20? Okay, let me get back to this. His silence caused concern among followers, with speculation that his invention might have made him a target. However, according to a report by the Economic Times, Brown's mother, Nia Brown, confirmed he is safe and in hiding for security reasons. She stated she could not provide further details for his safety. The Atlanta Police Department confirmed they are not investigating any missing persons report under his name. Brown has since announced he is alive and will continue his work, according to a recent Instagram post. And I think that this young man is phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Hold on just a second. Let me play this little video for you. I'm going to turn my music down so you can hear it. Here we go. Let me share the screen. Very, very, very knowledgeable man. And here we go.
Everybody always wants to ask me, how much per gallon does it take to take plastic waste and turn it into a gallon of my plastoline, a gasoline alternative made from plastic waste? Well, let me tell you what it's going to be. $0 per gallon. How? Because starting next month, I'm going to begin the journey of running this complete machine completely off of solar. I will take the sunlight and harness the rays of the sun at a cost of $0 per kilowatt to operate the world's first ever handmade continuous microwave pyrolysis reactor to convert plastic waste, mixed, sorted, clean, dirty, whatever. Take that plastic waste out the ocean, out the landfills, out the waste stream, and turn it into fuel. $0 a gallon. So are you ready? Are you with me on this journey? Because I'm going to need all your help. I'm going to need every single one of your help to do this solar. But stay tuned because we're going to worry about that soon when that time comes next month. But I'm telling you guys now how much it's going to cost me to make a gallon of plastiline. Everybody always
Isn't
wants to
that
ask me,
amazing? Isn't that amazing? I love to see our young black people do something contributing to society. Jay Breezy said Julian is brilliant. He started building his rector at age 17. This is a phenomenal young man. Phenomenal. And we don't see enough of this. We don't get to see enough of this. So if this, I'm not trying to be funny, but if anybody thinks that this content is boring, I'm sorry, but I'm here to uplift us, not tear us down. And yes, you are absolutely right, Crystal. They want to steal it before they give him his props. They'll steal it from you in a heartbeat. Now there was another video I thought I had saw with him. Hold on just a second.
I know that I'm not going to live long. And that's why I put.
Okay, this is the video he put out. Let me take this off the screen. This is a video that he put out before, um, let me see, where is it? Before he went dark. Hold on just a second. This would cause anybody concern. Hi, really dope moments. How are you, love? Okay, here we go.
I know that I'm not going to live long. And that's why I put every day, every hour, every minute into building, into growing. Why am I out here working on this plastic in the fuel reactor I've been working on for 5 years, since I was 17? Why am I out here in 100-degree weather? Why am I out here despite being falsely accused and reported to the EPA and the IRS? Why am I out here despite weird black helicopters that turn off their radar transponder circling me 6 times at night? Why am I out here sleeping in my van, crazy humidity, mosquitoes, gnats flying in, and yet I still do it? Why am I out here despite having to drive 4 hours every time I want to work on this machine? Because when I was doing it in my parents' backyard, I blew myself up and I had to go to the hospital for second-degree burn surgery. I do this because this is my mission that I've assigned myself to. I do this because I do not fear death. I do not fear suffering or uncomfortability. You know what I fear? I fear allowing an
Mm.
idea of something that may not even exist or happen have enough control over your entire life to where you're not even really living your life. That's the only thing I fear. And thus, I am completely set on what I want to do here, and nothing will steer my course but myself. And I am not a quitter. And now that I've set my mind on this, because I wish to liberate humanity, I wish to liberate humanity from this cycle in which we're bound by waste, in this cycle in which we're bound by division, in this cycle in which we're bound by not knowing ourselves. I wish to free us all from all of this. And now that I'm set on that mission, I'm not giving up. And so it will happen, no matter what. Because you know what? To me, when I'm building something, I expect it to be hard. I expect it to be uncomfortable. I expect it to be difficult. You know why? Because that's the whole point. You have to suffer to grow. You have to feel uncomfortable to attribute value to what you do. So you may see this and you see a piece of metal with certain pieces of metal welded onto it, but I see it for what it really is. I see it because when I see this, I can go back in time to not just putting it together.
Thank you, Urban. Thank you. Read my mind. I wanted to touch on something very important that he said. He is not afraid to be uncomfortable. He is not afraid to be out there and peruse that. He's not afraid of that. And I have to say that he puts me, and forgive me if this may sound cliche, but he reminds me very much of Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King put himself out there in the forefront because he knew what his assignment was. This young man here knows what his assignment is. He knows exactly what his assignment is. God gave him a gift. That's right, Crystal. He knows his purpose, and no man can take that away from anybody. They may think they can, but in the end, who's gonna receive their crown? Not those that steal. Not those that steal.
There, but the motivation as to why I put it together, the hope, the purpose, the passion, all right here embodied. My soul is within this, just as yours is within anything you do and put your mind to as well. So if you wonder why I'm out here and why I'm not going to do anything else but continue to stay on this mission until I see it through, until I say it's complete, that is why. Because it doesn't matter what anything externally is. There is no threat. There is no uncomfortability. There is no amount of suffering that will steer me from what I wish to do, because that is the life I wish to live. It's inevitable. I know that I'm not.
Amen. Amen. I love it. I love it. And if you don't know, now you know. Fonda said he's on the front line for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. He understands what his purpose is, and he has a passion for it. That's something that you don't see in young people anymore. The real passion that God puts in each and every one of us, that gives us a reason to get up in the morning and do whatever we do. You know, he gave that man a gift, and this young man is definitely pursuing his gift. And it made me think about all of those previous black inventors from the past. You know, we are in a different time, but times really haven't changed all that much in terms of, we make something, they take it. Not trying to sound funny. I'm just saying what I'm saying. It's let the truth set you free. You know, let me share this with you. This is 100 things you didn't know were invented by black people. This is just episode 1, and I'm going to be very careful not to overstep. Hold on just a second. I done got ahead of myself. I done got so excited about this, I forgot to share it. Hold on just a second. That young man is really, I mean, think about what his invention is going to do for not just us, but the world. We're paying, I know our gas prices up here in Washington State are out of control. They're $4.60 a gallon in some places. Can you imagine this young man marketing this invention of his and how it's going to cut back and put a lot of people out of business in terms of gouging, price gouging? And the scary part of it is that they know what he's got. They know how valuable it is to the world, and they don't want to give up what they got. Absolutely, Jay Breezy. Absolutely. And there's other ways as well. There was a show I used to watch several years ago, and I really can't remember the name of the show, but it was like a reality type show, but different people were competing. for the prize. And they put them in an apocalyptic type event, and they had to make do. They had to basically learn how to do things um, for survival off of whatever is available at that time. And I recall one episode, they came across a big rig. And on the back of this big rig, there was a slew of rotting pigs. They were dead pigs. And they were literally, I mean, the heat had gotten to them. So the smell was just, the stench was awful. But those rotten pigs baking in the sun had valuable oil, if you will. I can't recall what, I don't know if it was the fat from the pigs or what, but they were able to make fuel, some kind of fuel, with what they obtained from this rotting pork. And these were pigs, like several of, there had to be 6 or 7 of them, you know. And it's amazing what God gave us, so many things on this earth before man started building his own thing. You know, he gave us things for us to survive off of the land. And here we are in 2025. We don't know what he left behind for us, because we're so accustomed to technology. We're so accustomed to what we know now as opposed to what God provided then. So, there's going to come a time. I may sound like Noah when Noah was building that ark and he was saying it's going to rain, it's going to rain. Y'all don't hear me. It's going to rain, y'all better get ready. And they laughed at him. And then one day it started raining. After he filled that ark up with all those animals 2 by 2, people started drowning trying to get into that ark. Those are the same people that laughed at him. Man, you crazy. You just some old drunk. Jay Breezy says, I'm into invention and I'm trying to do the same thing Julian is doing, and that is help the earth and its people. Amen. That's what life is about, contributing. Some people contribute in different ways, but we all here for the same reason. We're supposed to help one another, not cut one another down just for the fun of it. I know sometimes we got to check people. I understand that. But to just maliciously go after people out of fun is morbid. It's sadistic. It's not of God. And God made us, he made us meek, not weak. So let me go ahead and play some more of this. Oh, you know what I did? I did it again. I started the thing without. I got so, I got so involved that I didn't share it. Let me add this to the stage. All right. There's so many things that Black people have invented. It ain't even funny. And so many people are unaware. So we're going to learn some things tonight, hopefully.
Welcome to the part 1 of our series on the 100 Black inventions that changed the world. For too long, the media has ignored the achievements of Black inventors, making it seem like they weren't as smart or talented. In school, we learn about things like the light bulb, electricity, and other important discoveries from inventors like Thomas Edison, Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, and Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, those are the ones they gave all the props to. Einstein, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Edison. Yeah, they gave all those props to those people. But there's some things that we've made as a people that go unrecognized, whether they intend to or not. Yes, this is for educational purposes. So, but again, that's already in my description, Urban. So, you know what? I think I'll put that in my let me put that in my banner. Let me see if I can do that now. Use the banner. Okay. I'm going to take out this click the like button. Let me take that out. Let me edit that. And let me put in fair use. Fair use for commentary and educational purposes. Okay. So that should work next time I go up. Amen, Jay Breezy. Hidden Figures. If y'all haven't seen that movie, Hidden Figures with Taraji P. Henson. Oh my goodness, what are the other two young ladies? The other one, she was in The Help. I can never get her name right. Y'all help me out. But Hidden Figures, there was 3 black women that were very crucial behind the scenes in NASA. Had it not been for them women, But we all know about that moon trip. They had people thinking that that was a real trip to the moon when it was actually done on a stage somewhere. We find that out later, but a lot of people already knew.
But we don't hear about the incredible inventions made by Black inventors. It's time to change that. Today, we embark on a journey to unearth a legacy that has long been ignored, a series that unveils the untold stories of 100 Black inventions that changed the world. These Black inventors, whose names have been shrouded in darkness, refuse to let their history hold them back. Their intelligence and resilience propelled them forward, defying the barriers of slavery, discrimination, and racism.
Fonda, Fonda said if Ben Franklin knew that America would charge money for electricity, only the people with the last name Franklin would have it. Ain't that the truth, though? Ain't that the truth? The Franklin family would have been in lights. Everybody else would have been running into walls. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Fonda always has me laughing.
In this episode, we're going to share their stories and tell you about the amazing things they invented that changed our lives. Before we get right into the video, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can catch all the parts in this series and keep informed of our eye-opening Black narrative. Number 100, 3-light traffic light.
Yep.
The 3-light traffic signal we see today has greatly improved our safety on the roads, but very few people know that the traffic signal was inspired by the invention of a Black person. The person behind this brilliant invention was Garrett Morgan, an African-American businessman and inventor. He lived in Cleveland, Ohio, and was the first Black person in the city to own a car. In 1922, he witnessed an accident between a horse-drawn carriage and a car, which inspired him to find a way to prevent such accidents in the future. At that time, police officers were responsible for directing traffic.
Wow. I never knew the story behind what made him come up with that. I never knew the story behind that. He witnessed an accident. And I remember those officers standing out in the middle of the street, but only time I ever saw them, it was just like these people are lined up for a parade. That's the only time I've ever seen them out there directing traffic. Anything else before that, I just seen people just, jockeying for position to see who could cross the intersection first. Jay Breezy says, I used to be on the Black Brain Bowl team in high school. What? That's awesome. I bet you got some stories to tell. My goodness. That is very impressive. Very, very impressive.
But it was difficult for drivers to see them, and their signals were limited to just stop and go. This made it hard for drivers to navigate through traffic. So Morgan came up with a new idea. He invented a traffic signal that had folding arms with signs that said stop and go. The signal would be placed on a post above the road, making it easier for drivers to see. He also added a third position where the signal could be raised halfway, indicating caution. This was like the modern yellow signal that we see today. To operate the signal, a traffic attendant would turn a crank, raising the post and showing the appropriate sign. If necessary, the attendant could stop all lanes by showing the stop sign. Morgan's invention was patented in 1923, and he sold the rights to General Electric for $40,000. Number 99, home security system.
$40,000. Now, I know that was a lot of money back then, but can you imagine now if had he waited another 10 years, imagine what he would have got. But you see how they lowball certain people? They lowballed that man. $40,000. That was not nearly enough. Even back then, that was not nearly enough to to compensate that man for his brilliance. And now here we have stoplights all over the world, thanks to him. $40,000. That's a shame. That's a shame. And they knew it too.
The 1960s were one of the most dangerous times in American history. And for a black woman whose husband was always working at odd hours, staying alone in her home at night left Marie Van Britten Brown feeling pretty vulnerable. Unfortunately, their neighborhood had a high crime rate, and Marie was concerned about the slow response time of the police. In response to this, Marie came up with the first home security system when she was 40 years old. Initially, their invention consisted of 4 small windows, a movable camera, TV screens, and microphones. The cameras could move from one window to another. These cameras were connected to TV screens inside Marie's home. By using the TV screens, Marie could see who was at her door without actually having to be there physically or open the door.
Oh my God, did y'all know this? This is the first I have ever heard about this particular invention. And the black woman behind it. My goodness, the first home security system. I'm curious to see what they gave her for it, if they didn't steal it from her.
The microphones were also important as they allowed Marie to communicate with the person outside without having to face them directly or open the door. Marie Van Britten Brown's invention of the home security system has had a significant impact on the security systems we have today. Her
Unbelievable.
innovative idea paved the way for further developments and improvements in security systems that are still used today. Number 98,
Wow.
folding bed.
This is very
Hi, I'm Ryan
impressive.
Reynolds, and welcome to my.
In
Very impressive.
1885, African-American inventor Sarah Good would create one of the most famous inventions designed for maximum comfort. Her patented folding bed would inspire the modern-day Murphy bed.
Look at
Being a furniture store owner, she saw a business opportunity and made an audacious move. When Sarah Good heard about the problem of limited space in Chicago apartments, she wanted to help. She invented a bed that could fold up and be hidden, similar to the Murphy bed we know today. It was like a cabinet that could turn into a desk,
Ain't
with
that
spaces
something?
for writing supplies. Sarah's goal was to make the bed easy to lift and keep in place when folded, and to provide extra support in the middle when unfolded.
Another black woman, another black sister came up with this. I had no idea. I had no idea. I'm floored. I, look, they can hit me copyright if they want to. I'm just glad to be able to put this out there because I didn't know. I'm sorry, I don't profess to be a know-it-all. I don't know a whole lot, but good Lord, can you imagine what our youth are not learning? They don't have a clue how powerful they are, how powerful their people are. There's more to us than baggy pants hanging off your behind and rap music. There's more to us than that. There's more to us than the struggle. We are a powerful people. Hello, devastating for you. Welcome. Glad to see you here. This isn't, man, I'm floored by this.
In 1885, Sarah Good became one of the first African American women to get a patent for her invention of the folding bed. Number 97, protective mailbox. In October 27, 1891, Philip B. Downing was granted a patent that changed the mail system forever. That patent was for a street letterbox, essentially the mailbox we see all around the country, where you can post a letter any time of day. In the early 1800s, U.S. citizens posted and received their mail via a post office.
Thank you, devastating. I was worried about that because they hit me with it. Well, they didn't strike me, but I got a copyright alert or whatever they call it, because I played some footage of 9/11. It was from a YouTube channel too, but I thought that we could do that for educational purposes. I don't know. Who knows? Moving on.
People would need to travel far distances to visit their local post office for their mailing needs. So there was a need for a better, more convenient solution. Downing designed the mailbox that we all recognize today, a metal box with 4 legs. This invention changed the need to go to the post office in order to mail a letter. It included a hinged door that kept bad weather such as rain and snow from damaging the mail, and also a safety feature making the mail secure until it is picked up by postal employees. The Downing letterbox patent became the basis of the letterbox we have today. Number 96, blood banks. It's impossible to determine how many hundreds of thousands of people would have lost their lives without the contributions of African-American inventor Dr. Charles Drew.
Now, I've heard
This
about this
physician,
one.
researcher, and surgeon revolutionized the understanding of blood plasma.
This man here was phenomenal. This man did not get enough notoriety in the media. Even today's media, they don't talk about him. They don't talk about none of us enough, if you ask me. I ain't trying to be funny, but look at us. Look at the things that this culture has contributed to society. It blows me away. It blows me smooth out the water.
Leading to the invention of blood banks. During World War II, there was a great need for blood transfusions due to the large number of casualties. But there were challenges in transporting and preserving blood for long periods. Recognizing this problem, Drew focused his research on finding a solution. He developed a method to store and preserve plasma, which is a vital component of blood, separately from whole blood. This allowed plasma to be stored for longer periods without losing its life-saving properties. He also came up with the idea of blood banking, which involves collecting, testing, and storing blood so it can be used for transfusions when needed. Drew's work was a game changer. It not only helped save many lives during the war, but also paved the way for advancements in blood transfusion techniques. His ideas and innovations laid the foundation for the modern blood banking system that we rely on today. Number 95, refrigerated trucks.
Oh,
In the
yeah.
world of modern transportation,
I remember them refrigerated trucks. Now, we didn't have a lot of them in our neighborhood, but I remember my grandparents talking about these all the time. And on the streets of New York, they had to go out and meet the ice trucks so they could get big blocks of ice to keep their food cold, things that needed to be kept cold in the house. And that's when they had that little box that they called the ice box. And my grandparents used to call our whole big refrigerator the ice box. Go to the ice box and get me something out of there. It's some things you just can't give up. Once you've established a name for something, they called refrigerators ice boxes. And I'm like, that ain't a box. Well, yeah, kind of. But I understand why. Jay Breezy says, we are brilliant. The Yoruba people came up with binary code before computers were invented. That's what I heard. That is exactly what I heard, Jay Breezy. It's phenomenal. That's my word for the day. Phenomenal. Can't beat it with an ugly stick.
And logistics, refrigerated trucks play a vital role in ensuring the safe and efficient delivery of perishable goods. Behind this groundbreaking invention stands an extraordinary mind, that of Frederick McKinley Jones, an African-American inventor whose innovative spirit transformed the way we transport and preserve temperature-sensitive items. In the late 1930s, Jones was approached by Joseph A. Numero, an entrepreneur in the cinema industry. Numero needed a way to transport perishable items like food and medicine without them spoiling during long trips. Recognizing Jones's skills, Numero asked for his help. Jones
Eye of Crystal says, did a black woman invent the first text? I don't know, sweetheart. Is anyone else in the room able to answer that question? I'd be curious to know. Did a black woman invent the first text? That's something to ask. And if so, did she work for Microsoft? I mean, you know, I'm curious. I'm curious to find out the answer to that question, Eye of Crystal. Thank you for asking it. I'm gonna look into that.
took on the challenge and came up with an ingenious solution, a portable cooling system that could be added to existing trucks. This transformed ordinary trucks into refrigerated vehicles, allowing perishable goods to be transported over long distances while keeping them fresh. Jones's invention had a significant impact on various industries, including food, pharmaceuticals, and healthcare. It made global trade easier by enabling the transportation of perishable goods to faraway markets. Number 94, automatic elevator doors. On the 11th of October, 1887, a highly skilled barber, inventor, and businessman named Alexander Miles received a patent for a technology that would revolutionize the way we use high-rise buildings forever.
Fonda says, do y'all remember the milkman? Saturday pick up empty bottles and drop off fresh bottles of milk? Absolutely. I remember that. I was real little, but I remember that. Do y'all remember them diaper services? They still work. They're still in existence right now. Pampers and Huggies came along and thought they were going to put those out of business, but they're still prevalent. A lot of parents prefer the old way. I I couldn't. I'm sorry. I need something I can throw out that that pissy smell. I can't have it up in my house. But ooh wee, yeah, I remember them bottles of milk, and it seemed like the milk just tasted different, didn't it, Fonda? Boy, I tell you, good old days. Same with Coca Cola. Coca Cola used to come in that tall, slender bottle, and it just tasted different coming from that bottle. I done got off topic. Let me get back on topic.
His invention, automatic elevator doors. Though a seemingly small milestone in the history of technology, his innovative design made the use of elevators infinitely easier and safer, earning him a spot in the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Whatever the reason, Alexander had identified just how dangerous the elevators of the 19th century were. As they had to be opened manually, either by an operator or the passengers themselves, people were often at risk of plummeting down the shaft with horrific injury. Miles's design included a flexible belt attached to the elevator cage, with drums positioned on it to indicate if the elevator had reached a floor. When this
Do y'all remember elevators that had an elevator operator? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember elevators that had an elevator operator that used to work that elevator for the people that were riding on the elevator. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. Eye of Crystal, I know you remember Smith Tower downtown. They were one of the last to use uh, human elevator operators. Hello, Black. How are you? Now it's just a thought from the past, a blast from the past. But there was a purpose But those elevators, they were different then. They needed someone to operate them, and now they're more technologically advanced.
This occurred, the doors would automatically open and close by means of levers and rollers. The influence of his elevator patent is still seen in modern designs, and the automatic opening and closing of elevator and elevator shaft doors have become a standard feature. Number 93. Super Soaker Summer just wouldn't be the same without Lonnie Johnson's invention. Johnson was an aerospace engineer for NASA who happened to invent the popular children's toy.
Oh,
In
boy.
1982, Air Force and NASA engineer Lonnie Johnson conceived of the idea of a pressurized water gun after shooting a powerful stream of water in his bathroom.
Oh my goodness. My grandkids need to see this. They love those super soakers. Kids love those super soakers. I couldn't stand them because they could shoot so far and I couldn't run fast enough to get away from getting soaked. I had no idea that this was created by a black man. No idea. No idea whatsoever. Let me proceed.
While performing experiments for a new type of refrigeration system. This experimentation, which resulted in Johnson shooting a stream of water across his bathroom into the tub, led directly to the development of the power drencher, the precursor to the super soaker. Number 92.
Sorry about that.
Tissue holder.
Tissue
Mary Beatrice
holder.
Davidson Kenner, along with her sister, was a wizard of making your trip to the bathroom as pleasant as possible. They both invented a toilet tissue holder in the 1970s, which they share a patent on. This invention was created with the purpose of eliminating the problem of grasping the free end of a toilet paper roll, which happens when the free end of the paper is positioned tightly against the remainder of the roll.
Now, you know what? This doesn't surprise me one bit. This doesn't surprise me that a woman invented the toilet paper holder. Because I'm sorry, man. I'm just gonna have to say what I gotta say. Yeah. We tend to have to clean up areas that we don't want to clean up. And yeah, this just makes things a little bit easier for everybody. I knew a woman was behind this.
This invention helps by always keeping the toilet paper in an accessible position, making it more convenient to get a roll of paper right when you need it. Number 91, peanut butter. Generally, when people think of famous African-American inventors, one of the first names that springs to mind is George Washington Carver. Perhaps most famously, Carver's inventions included the discovery of over 300 different uses for peanuts, such as making cooking oil, axle grease, and printer's ink. Carver was the first African-American student accepted to Iowa State and quickly became a campus leader and excelling in botany and horticulture. After finishing his education, George Washington Carver was convinced by Booker T. Washington to serve as the director of agriculture at the upstart Tuskegee Institute. Though the job offered very little in terms of pay, Carver took the position and ran with it. It was there he devised his method of crop rotation. Through the system, crops flourished, but a large surplus of peanuts also developed. This led George Washington Carver to develop alternate uses for the peanut. Today, everyone and their dog can thank George Washington Carver for the invention of peanut butter.
Ain't that the truth? He did so much with a peanut. It boggles the mind. I had to do a 5th grade essay or something on George Washington Carver. That's the only essay I remember in my entire school education. But it was very, very, I mean, even for a 5th grader, I was floored that he got so much out of that peanut. This man, it was mind-boggling.
Number 90, laser phaco. Imagine living in a world ranging from hazy, clouded vision to that of total darkness for 30 years. Before 1985, that was the plight of those with cataracts who did not want to risk surgery with a mechanical grinder. As a noted ophthalmologist and famous Black inventor, Dr. Patricia Bath dedicated her life to the treatment and prevention of visual impairments.
Look at
Her
there.
personal belief that everyone has the right to sight led to her invention in 1985 of a specialized tool and procedure for the removal of cataracts. With the laser phaco probe and procedure, Dr. Bath increased the accuracy and results of cataract surgery, which had previously been performed manually with a mechanical grinder. With the laser phaco probe invention and the development of the procedure for its use, Dr. Bath helped restore the sight of several people who had been blinded by cataracts for up to 30 years.
This is fascinating. This is fascinating. A Black woman. She invented basically cataract surgery. Unbelievable.
Number 89, automatic gear shift. Richard Spikes was a well-known inventor whose automatic transmission for the car gears and other automotive-related inventions transformed the transportation industry. Spikes invented the gear shift to help keep the gears constant for different speeds, which also helps people to drive up hills. In December 1932, Spikes received a patent for an automatic gear shift device based on automatic transmission for automobiles and other motor vehicles. Number 88, dustpan. The first dustpan was invented in 1858 by American inventor T. McNeil, for which he was granted a United States patent. However, it was Lloyd P. Ray's improvement that gave us the dustpan we all recognize today. The African-American inventor made improvements to the dustpan by the addition of a short wooden handle and a collection plate made of metal, and this invention was patented in 1897. The addition of a metal plate and a short wooden handle allowed sweepers to collect trash without... How many of y'all remember having to use an album cover? If you didn't have that dustpan and that little brush. Exactly, Urban. Can y'all remember? Look, if you didn't have a dustpan and a broom, the small broom, you had to get that album cover and the broom, the real broom that we were sweeping the floor with, and we had to manipulate that bad boy and use it just like a dustpan. But we got the job done. This is amazing. Getting their hands dirty. Due to the convenience it provided, Ray's invention quickly became a household staple. Number 87, gold tee golf was totally a different sport before Dr. George Grant came along. Prior to the invention of the wooden tee at the turn of the 19th century, golfers made tees out of sand. Courses would supply each hole with a box of wet sand from which the golfer would fashion a raised mound using either his hands or a cone-shaped mold. Okay, now think about this. A Black man invented the tee for the little tee that you place the golf ball on. You know where I'm going with this, right? But Black people were not allowed to play on many of those greens. They were able to be the what is it they call the one that follows the guy behind? My grandfather-in-law was one. What did they call them? What did they call them? The oh my God, I'm having another brain fart. I'm almost tempted to call my husband and ask him what they're called. But yeah, they would follow the caddy. Thank you, Fonda. You could be Black and be a caddy. But it took a Black man to make that little gizmo that they stuck in the ground so they could put that ball on there just to hit it. We couldn't play the game, though. You're not allowed to play the game. You can be my caddy and follow behind me and pick up my stuff. But you can't play the game. But it took a Black man to invent a very critical piece of what we know now to be golf. In 1899, Boston dentist Dr. George Grant, frustrated with this tedious and messy process, invented a wooden golf tee. However, it wasn't until William Lowell, another dentist, invented the ready tee in the early 1920s that using a wooden tee became common practice. Number 86, lawn sprinkler African-American inventor Joseph H. Smith improved upon the lawn sprinkler by patenting the first rotary head lawn sprinkler in 1897 that sprayed water in two directions. In 1898, he was granted a second patent for modifications and improvements to his original design. His invention eliminated the need to drag a hose over the lawn and reposition it periodically to ensure a relatively even watering of the lawn. Number 85, modern toilet. Thanks to Thomas Elkins, your bathroom breaks are as comfortable as ever. While Elkins didn't outright invent the modern toilet, his improvements to the chamber commode would inspire the mechanics of the modern toilet. His patented design came with several amenities, including a bureau, mirror, book rack, washstand, table, easy chair, an earth closet or chamber stool. Over the years, the toilet would go through several modifications to become the porcelain throne it is today. Number 84.
This is amazing. I wish I could get rid of these ads.
Ringing mop. In 1893, Thomas W. Stewart would
That's
devise
right,
an
Jay
invention that would
Breezy.
make cleaning less of a backbreaking labor. The ringing mop we know today was inspired by his invention, which provided a way to care for the slate, stone, or marble floors that were a feature of the homes of the aristocracy, and later the middle classes. Thanks to his invention of a clamping device that could wring water out of the mop by using a lever, floor cleaning was not nearly the chore it once was. Number 83, reversible stroller. Modern-day reversible strollers and baby carriages are the work of African-American inventor W.H. Richardson.
This
Although
is
the first baby
amazing.
carriage was invented in 1733 by William Kent for the Duke of Devonshire, its lavish design made it harder for everyday individuals to have access to them. However, Richardson patented a new type of baby carriage on June 18, 1889, that was more efficient and affordable. The design featured wheels that could turn 360 degrees in a smaller turning radius. The bassinet was also designed so it could face out or in towards the parent. Over a century later, his invention is still a popular choice among parents.
Isn't that amazing? I'm sure you guys are probably tired of me clicking in. But this floors me. This information is not being taught in the schools. Thank you, Fonda. These wonderful people of color are not being, their names are not being uttered into the school systems. They want to talk about anything else. They want to shine light on Thomas Edison and Einstein and all these other folk, but they look at what these people have done for society. This is crazy. And we just, go day by day, not even knowing it. We take for granted the things that we have access to, you know, strollers, lights, crossing lights, things of that nature. We take that for granted that they're here and don't know who invented them. Yes, African Americans. Jay Breezy made a very good point, and this is something that I hope more parents try to get their kids to do as they get older. I got a grandson about to go into college, and I'm really trying to talk him into studying Black history, specifically in this country. It's good to know where you came from, but it's also good to know where you are and who contributed to where you are. There's a reason that they went and stole the Africans to help build this country and what they put into the slave trade. They didn't do it because they were Black people only. It's what we brought to the table, the ingenuity that people of color have. Because quiet as it's kept, folk don't want to admit it, but Black folks is the first people on earth. I'm going to say it again. Black people were the first people on earth. It is a scientific fact. It's a scientific
Number
fact.
82, biscuit cutter. By 1863, A.P. Ashbourne worked as a caterer, having amassed a respected following in Pennsylvania. He catered weddings and buffets of the wealthy elite in Philadelphia and was selected as one of a handful of local caterers for the 1863 Emancipation celebration held in the city. While attending this event, Ashbourne noticed that the biscuits were simply hand-patted and lacked any real form. He began a decade-long process to create a device, a spring-loaded biscuit cutter, that would guarantee a uniform shape and size. His patented cutter had a board to load and unload biscuits easily. At the time, his invention brought convenience and accuracy to the flour-based food product. Number 81, airplane propelling. While the Wright brothers designed and constructed the world's first practical fixed-pitch propeller, it was black inventors, among many others, that would improve the mechanics to be what it is today.
Look at that.
In 1920, African-American inventor James Sloan Adams was granted a patent for a new and improved propelling means for airplanes, which utilized the stored-up energy of a spring to the fullest advantage for driving the airplane forward. This rounds up the part one of our series on the 100 black inventions that changed the world. From lawn sprinklers, home security systems, to traffic light signals, black individuals have continuously defied the odds and left an indelible mark on our world. It is time to celebrate their triumphs and acknowledge their countless inventions that have revolutionized our society. In the next part of this series, we will share even more audacious inventions, scientific breakthroughs, technological marvels, and groundbreaking discoveries done by black inventors. As always, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos to let more people know the truth about blacks and to hear their own part of the narratives. Thanks for watching.
Amen, amen. Let the church say amen. Now, I'm going to try to find this other video. I'm not going to do it tonight because I got to go do this boy's hair. But wasn't that something? I mean, I learned something tonight that I did not know. I learned a lot more than I already knew. I knew about this much and I learned even more, like this much. Absolutely, Crystal. So I just think it's incumbent for us to educate our kids, our grandkids, and let them really understand that, hey, we did more than marching. Did y'all see that? See all that girl power on that board? No, I didn't, Fonda. Where are you going? Outside.
Until you're done with your life.
I'm going to be done in about 15 minutes.
Can you call me?
Yeah. Yeah, we did more than marching for civil rights. We were doing some things behind the scenes that others had no clue what was going on. But there were other people that knew it as well. And what did they do about it? They took it or lowballed them because of taking those African American studies classes. I had the chance to meet Evangeline Moore, the daughter of the very first civil rights leader, Harry T. Moore from Mims, Florida. Wow. Yes, Fonda. The women. The women. I wonder if part two is going to talk about, what's her name? The first black, she was the first black, her name escapes me, first black millionaire. She did the hair care products. She invented the hot comb. If y'all can give me her name, that would help. I did. Okay, let me go back up about that, Crystal. You did say something about texting. Dr. Marion Croak have been crucial in the development and advancement of modern communication technologies, particularly internet-based voice and text. Now that I've learned something new today, Crystal. And these people have not been given the proper credit. So it's incumbent to us. Yes, C.J. Walker. C.J. Walker. Thank you, Madam C.J. Walker. She was something else. She was something else. And they finally did do a little movie for her. But they could have done so much more. They could have done way much more for her in terms of giving her her flowers. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end this live early because, as you know, I've got a hair appointment and I'm gonna have to drag him back from the park. So I hope you enjoyed this show tonight. I hope you learned something. I know I did, and I just think it's important for us to really uplift each other and uplift our people. Fonda says, I do my own hair products too. Amen. TP has recognized Black history. Dr. Croak has over 200 patents, including VOIP. She worked for AT&T. Okay, I want to do some studying up on her. That's amazing. That is simply amazing. Pardon me. But again, y'all don't pay attention to the numbers. It's not that big of a deal. We family. I'm happy with the 25 people, just as I'm happy with the 125 people. You know, I love all of y'all the same. So it's up to me to do my job. Whether it's just like the performers that are just starting out and they don't have a full house. They don't have hardly a full room, but they still go out there and they give it their all because that's what they're supposed to do. That's why I come here. I'm just homegrown. I know that's right. They certainly are. They're certainly scared to recognize. They ain't scared to steal it from you, though. Shoot, that's the problem. But I'm going to go ahead and end this live, okay? I appreciate each and every one of you for coming. I love you. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Central, I believe that would be 7 Pacific Standard Time. So, you guys, yes, Crystal, it does. It erases the lie. It erases the lie. So we're going to keep on erasing the lie that they tell and give it the real truth. Again, thank you so much. I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Sleep well. Take care of one another. Peace.
Hey Mickey. Hey Mickey. Oh Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, you got my mind. Oh Mickey, you're so fine. So fine, you. Oh Mickey, you're so fine.
The like button, it don't cost you nothing.